Hi guys, Danny here. Today I've got another drone for you. This is a Selfie drone which was sent to me by GearBest for review. This isn't a really new drone, it's been out for a little while now, but I still wanted to review it anyway. So you can see it's not your typical design color. I have to say it's not my favorite design, but it's got a nice weight in the hand and it does feel quite well made. You can see the battery here on the bottom, which is a 500 milliamp hour battery. Hopefully this should give us a decent flight time. The arm system this drone uses is pretty basic. The arms just fold out and have a little click into place. This is my favorite method as you don't have to hold any buttons or press any levers or anything like that, so it's nice and simple. This feels pretty sturdy and hopefully should hold up well in my flight test. You can also see there's an adjustable camera here on the front. This is adjustable by almost a full 90 degrees, so this is nice to have. The battery system is not my favorite in terms of the way it connects. It just uses a single connector and pushes into place. There's also this little storage system which holds what I'd probably call a motion controller. I feel this is a little bit of a waste of space and could have been used for maybe a bigger battery, but for some this is pretty cool because you can control the drone by tilting this controller, but it's a little bit finicky to use, so I would recommend using the app. It uses a single AAA battery. Now let's move on to the flight test. This drone does have a automatic landing and takeoff mode, which you can see I utilize here. I'm also using the on-screen controls on the app, as I did use the controller and it does work, but I find it a little bit difficult to control the drone precisely, so I would recommend using the app, but definitely give the controller a try so you can see what it feels like. You can see we've got several options on the screen here for recording, taking photos, and the drone also has some other options as well. You can also fine-tune the adjustments to the drone if it's drifting at all. This drone does have visual positioning, so you can see that it holds its position. One thing I did notice about this one, which does happen with some visual positioning drones, is they kind of have a tendency to drift a little bit back from the direction you came from as they try to balance and find their position using the downward facing camera, but you can see it does work fairly well at holding its position here. I'm not touching any of the controls and it's hovering pretty well, but this is something that is a little bit frustrating sometimes when you're trying to fly the drone away and then you kind of let go of the controls. It kind of aggressively pulls back slightly and comes a little bit closer to you as it tries to find its position using the downward facing camera. You may notice that my camera and the Wi-Fi feed keeps going out of sync. I did try to balance this in the editing, but there seems to be some problems with the transcoding of the file and also the frame, so it keeps going out of sync, so sorry about that. The drone does have 3 different speed settings, which is really useful, especially if you're flying in some light wind. I only got about a 6-minute flight time with this drone, which was a little bit disappointing. This is round about what they advertised, but this is probably the shortfall of a lot of these lower cost drones now, is that the battery life isn't really up to par with some of the slightly higher end drones, so I think this is something they need to focus on more. But 6 minutes is okay for a little bit of fun, and you'll probably want to get yourself some extra batteries. The Wi-Fi feed for this drone was okay. I would say it was average. You can see that the connectivity isn't too bad when I'm close, but when I go a little bit further away the connection does break up a little bit, and occasionally when you're also close to yourself. So I would say the Wi-Fi feed is average at best. Now let's take a quick look at the camera. Nothing amazing to see here, and you can see because you're recording from the Wi-Fi feed and not to a micro SD card, you do get some breakup depending on the strength of the Wi-Fi that you're receiving to and from the drone. So I think that the video quality isn't really too bad, but for the price point we're at, I think we can expect a little bit better these days. It really isn't too bad compared to some other selfie drones I've used at a slightly lower cost range, and there also seems to be a little bit of fuzziness, but overall it's really not too bad. Again, I would say the camera is average here. So I really hope you enjoyed this review, guys. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for more videos like this one, and of course I will see you in the next one.